Why are there so many neurodivergent people?
Easy explanation. Earth has a natural balancing system. For example, when there are too many wolves, then naturally all of the prey of the wolves will be lessened. There will be less rabbits and all of the other animals that the wolves like to eat, right? Now, as these animals start to decline, the wolves start to get hungry, and then automatically there are less wolves because they go hungry. So there is always a balancing system in nature, right? Now, if there is a society of humans on the earth that is very mentally sick, that is misguided, that believes that a very neurotic state is normal, then of course the earth sends in more of the people who expose that. The earth sends in more people who are able to perceive the lie in society, to perceive the neuroticism, to perceive all of the atrocities and how they are protecting the atrocities, how they are protecting all of the predators and blaming all the victims rather than the other way around. So nature brings in more neurodivergent people, more autistics and autistics with ADHD, in order to heal itself. To the system, we, the neurodivergents, look like poison. But from the view of Earth and Mother Nature, we, the neurodivergents, look like the cure, the medicine. The medicine for a psychologically sick society is to bring in more sane people. Of course, what the psychologically sick society does is reject the cure. The cure is the sickness, they say. So they label us as disabled, dysfunctional, psychologically disturbed, insane, psychologically deranged, mentally ill, things like that. Why? Because they want to keep up their status quo. Now here comes the important part. The neurotypical society has accepted their current status quo as normal. And everything that does not fit their status quo looks like not normal to them. They cannot see sanity anymore because they perceive mental sickness as sanity and the other way around. Now, why do they attack you so much? Because literally you are a threat to their way of life. And they have identified with their own way of life, with their status quo, so much to the point that they actually feel they would die. Their ego would die if the current status quo is not held, is not staying. The earth sends in the cure, or Mother Nature sends in the autistic, and the neurotypical says, oh no, the autistic is trying to kill my way of life, so they perceive it as you would try to kill them, okay? That's why they feel so extremely towards you. That is why they think you are like a terrorist, because to them, you actually are life-threatening. Not in the sense that you would, unalive them, but in a sense that you take away their normalcy, their way of life, their status quo. And by robbing them of this, they get super angry and super aroused by you, which is why they will attack you relentlessly all of your life. And you have to understand that. Before, you will always run around like, is there something wrong with me that everyone points the finger at me and says something is wrong about me? Could that be true? But as soon as you wake up to reality, you see, oh, I am the only sane person in a completely morally sick society. Now it makes sense why everybody's fighting me. As soon as you have reached that point, you become ungovernable and you get labeled as a possible threat to society. That is why the police comes to your house and says you are dangerous and you have no idea why. Why should you be dangerous if you have never hurt yourself or anyone else? And if you have never planned on doing so? Well, the reason is just that, because you expose the sickness of society, and society will do everything to keep you from exposing that society is not normal. Okay, the way people live is not normal. And that's the biggest kept secret on this earth right now. And people are starting to wake up now. They start to wake up and smell the coffee, so to say.